Good morning. So today we're going to learn about coordinate geometry. I find this kind of math super fun. It's almost like doing your own dot to dot. That's how I always thought about it when I learned this in school. So let's jump in and get started with this. I want you to notice that there are two lines on this paper and they look similar to what we had with the bar graph. Well, they are similar in that they're called the same thing. So you have one line that runs horizontally or across the page, and we call this the x-axis. You also have a line that runs vertically up the page, which means up and down, and it is the y-axis. Okay? I also want you to notice that where these two lines meet right here, we would start counting that with 0. And we kind of talked a little bit about that with bar graphs as well. So then starting at 0 on your x-axis, each line is counted 0, and mine just happens to go up to 10. And the same thing on the y-axis. The 0 starts in the corner, and then you count up, going up the y-axis to 10. So the first set of directions underneath this said, put an X on 4, 3. What I want you to notice in our first ordered pair is the number 4. The number 4 is for the number on our x-axis, and the number 3 has to do with how many lines you go up on the y-axis. Okay? So in the ordered pair, the x number comes first and the y number comes second. Well, what in the world does that mean? Well, that means that I'm going to come over here to my number 4, find the number 4 on that x-axis, and I'm going to go up to the third line. You can use your fingers. You don't have to draw the lines. You can use your fingers, but you can't see me, so I'm drawing lines so you can see, and then I'm going to go to the third line. And what I want you to notice is these two lines meet at the corner right here on that dot. That is where I will put my x, because that is the coordinates 4, 3. Okay. Now let's look at the next set. I'm going to leave those red lines because I want to remind you how you get your coordinates. The next problem says put a y on 3, 8. So again, I'm going to go over on my x-axis to where the number 3 is, and I'm going to go up to where the 8 is. Okay? And you can see if you used your fingers tracking both lines that they meet at that corner right here. That is where they meet. And so I'm going to label that point Y. That's my Y point. Okay? So then my last one says to put a Z on the coordinates 9, 10. I'm going over on the X to 9, and then I'm going to go up 10. And let me change that color so you can see it better. So I'm going to start here on 9, and I'm going to go up, up, up. This time I get to go pretty far up to right there, 9. And then if I was using my other finger so you could see, I would go across. And so this is actually at the point of 9, 10. And so that is where I'm going to then write the letter Z. That is point Z. So for each of these, it never changes. Your X number comes first, your Y number comes second. If you think you understand this and you would like to continue on with the assignment, you may. If you'd like to continue listening for the lesson, I'm going to give another example. So here's my next coordinate grid. I've already got everything laid out. All right. So I'm going to change the color that I've been writing with to a fun purple color, and we're going to see what we can make. I want to remind you that, again, the first number in the coordinate pair is always how many lines you go over, and then the second one tells you how many lines to go up. In other words, it's how many lines over on the x-axis and then how many lines up on that y-axis. All right, so now I want to find the coordinates for 6, 8. Count over to where the number 6 is, and then you're going to go up on that line until you meet the number 8 line. And so if you look, it would be right there. And this, I didn't ask you to label it because we're actually going to make a picture this time. So that is the coordinate 6, 8, and I have finished that one. So now I'm going to move on to my second coordinate, 8, 3. So remember again, this first number, the x number, tells me how many to go over, and my y number tells me how many to go up. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the number 8, and I'm going to go up to the number 3, and I'm going to put a dot. I'm going to go ahead and put that point right there. That's my point. Okay, use your fingers to help you find where on the grid, on your graph, where the points will be. Now I want to connect these two dots. So this is kind of like your dot to dot, and I'm going to actually make something. All right, so I've connected the first two. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my third set of ordered pairs, 4, 3. So I'm going to go over on the x-axis, and I'm going to find the number 4 line, and again I'm going to go up 3 lines, so where 4 and 3 would meet, and it would meet right there on that dot. This time I want to connect 4, 3 with my last problem that I did, 8, 3. There. And I have completed that. Well, that's not exactly a complete picture, is it? But if I connect my last problem, 4, 3, with my first one, and I close my shape in, and now I have my closed polygon, and I just happen to make a picture of an isosceles triangle. I hope you have a lot of fun with this. I'm hoping to also give you a little extra practice, maybe making a fun picture next week. Remember, rewatch the videos if you need to help you understand, or simply ask your teacher for help.